Cowboys had another practice. There was no media access today. Our guy Brian Broaddus could not get in there to take a look. That means we're done seeing this team until we get to Oxnard, California. The question, gentlemen, are you more or less optimistic about the team than when OTA started, and why?
Oh, that's a good question. That is a good question. I guess, man, I was pretty down on the team coming in. Like, this offseason was kind of a gut punch, I feel like, for a lot of us, because the way the season ended, where the latter half of the season was kind of a nightmare. The playoff game at AT&T Stadium ended as a nightmare, and then you just see talent walking out the door. Expectations were extremely low walking into that first practice. I think I'm still right at about the same, and maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit less. Maybe I'm even less optimistic based on where seeing the wide receivers and just kind of just trying to wrap your mind around the fact that, man, with one injury to CeeDee Lamb, or if Michael Gallup comes back and gets banged up again, it just feels like there is not much to do here at the wide receiver spot. It's a desert of just there's no talent right now.
Yeah.
There's no talent, and so I'm a little bit concerned what happens there. And we've seen the Cowboys offense with wide receivers that are not up to par to be starting caliber that first half of 2018, and you just start to get a little bit queasy, man. You get 2 injuries at wide receiver for the season, and you're throwing to guys you've never heard of.
Optimistic about the defense, the health of the quarterback, and the pressure on the coaches to succeed for their jobs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm optimistic about. That now
a little bit more urgency.
There's going to be urgency. If you don't get it done, I am optimistic that pressure will either make these guys succeed or they will fail. And if they fail, then let's get somebody else in here that can succeed. But I am optimistic about defense, optimistic about quarterback health.
Yeah, the defensive line should be better. The linebacking might be better. The secondary, I think it's going to have continuity. I know that, I thought Tyler Smith was going to be a project, and everybody that's evaluated him says he's ready to help at least at guard. So there are some definite things to look at. And I think if they stay healthy at wide receiver, I do think it's going to be a good group. Gallup, Lamb, Tolbert, Schultz, Pollard. That is much better than I think the 2018 or 2019 group, isn't it? That when you started with Allen Hurns and Cole Beasley and stuff.
Geez.
No, for sure. But
Yeah.
but the idea of, okay, CeeDee Lamb gets injured here.
Big problems.
Michael Gallup is not a number 1 wide receiver. Tolbert, who I've been impressed with in the one practice we got to see him.
According to McCarthy's the number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah, that's because tomorrow he could decide what is, and
Sure, because he thinks he could play inside and outside, right? Those kind of things.
How about 972? Can we stop acting like James Washington's a nobody? He won the Biletnikoff in college, FYI.
Yeah, he has been a guy that had very high expectations of him at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and just was not a good enough player. I mean, the Steelers have developed a lot of receivers.
That's one of the things.
That is one of the things they're known for.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. In the Big 12, if you have great speed and a quarterback who can throw you the ball,
vertical player. That's what he was.
A lot of times you're not meant to dominate in the NFL, but you can have a great college career. We see it quite often.